Spectrum wants to hear your views. You can SMS at any time during the show. Type Spectrum, leave a space, type in your contribution and name, then send it to 7197. Your views, our interviews on Spectrum, Radio 1 FM 90.
A very warm welcome. This is Spectrum on Radio 1. And Spectrum, understanding MPs and the demands of the citizenry. Point out the global parliamentary report on the election in citizen parliament. About global parliamentary report. Titled the parliamentary representation alongside ongoing inter-parliamentary relations in Kampala. Several issues about how parliaments are functioning today and what the citizens normally demand from them. This report, authored by the Inter-Parliamentary Union and GNDP, follows a 2-year research conducted in 120 by the parliaments around the world and involving 660 members of parliament. Some of the key findings include the failing trust and respect in the institution of parliament, the growing pressure on parliament to deliver at the end of the core mandate, demand for accountability and transparency, the challenges MPs are facing in executing their mandate and the relationship between Parliament and the executive whom they are supposed to hold accountable. The report also indicates that political parties are beginning to interfere with the mandate of MPs to carry out effective representation by asking MPs to stick to party lines even when they do not agree with what the system go on. According to the authors, the findings in this report are critical to reforming Parliament worldwide. In order to bridge the gap currently exists, the perception of the institution of Parliament is more often than not negative. In his the ninth Parliament is being praised for its efforts in addressing national issues, especially corruption, and also holding it to account over recent actions by the executive, including rejecting resolutions by the House, have left millions scared. So try to take a look at some of these findings of the global parliamentary report as we continue to understand how parliaments work, challenges, and the expectations of the citizens. Our guest is Honorable Nabilah, Ssempala, Kampala Women of Parliament. You most welcome, Honorable Nabilah.
Thank you, and I'm privileged to be part of the Spectrum program tonight, and I also want to welcome the reference, especially the topic of today being very critical and very relevant, because the IPU conference of meeting is still ongoing. So this will be an interesting interaction.
Honorable, today launched the Global Parliamentary Report launch with the highlight the 2 minutes of parliamentary representation. Can you give us a context of this report that will be today?
What happens is that whenever the Inter-Parliamentary Union meets, which is an annual meeting that goes from country to country, or from among the member countries, and they're privileged to be the meeting country this year. With Canada, this is what we need, because this will be by island. Canada is going to be there in October, because we're competing, and because it's not like it's a do or die, the Inter-Parliamentary Union decided to have this year have training. Because Canada is good weather in Canada, that's why the meeting is. So the launching of the report is timely, because whatever is happening is being analyzed, evaluated by members of Parliament themselves, and this fits into the Secretariat of the IPU information, where all reports eventually help to fit into the UN, because nobody direct input, because it's agencies and whatever. Now, parliaments have an inroad in the parliamentary union. So these reports are very important of the IPU, and I think it cannot be more spot on them. I think we see it in Uganda. So I think this is a very interesting report.
So what are some of the things that you see
Okay, what you say is that parliamentary representation is known globally. And a member of parliament is a people's representative, people's voice. There is never been any interpretation of a member of parliament as the party representative. It's never been there. So, because there seems to be a perversion of the role of the member of parliament, people have always insisted that it would be their voice. Even though people don't know, seem not to understand democratic institutions, even the rural village in Uganda. That's why you see there is a high turnover of members of parliament. Because you are told this is your representative, and people say, okay, fine. Then after 1 year, someone feels that the graduates, they have no water, and they have the roads are bad and one. And so the least you can do as our member of parliament, since we don't have all this, is to be among us and suffer with that. Actually, that is the biggest burden that members of parliament in Uganda have. People have invited them to go and suffer with them. Feel the pain. Please, I can't pay my children's school fees. Feel the pain and contribute for me. I have a burial express because I have transport the body from Kampala. I can't afford it. Bear the cost with me. I'm supposed to go to hospital, but the hospital there is exorbitant. First, we're talking about access to health for all and whatever, and I don't see it. Please, help me pay the bill. Let's go here. Now, members of parliament, the people are pulling us back. As excuse us. We don't see your role in representing our issues. So you may want to hide between the technicalities or the budget when it comes. We don't see it. So right now I see people have reclaimed that space for them. In Uganda, people are so clever in their own way. They've already reclaimed their representatives. Right. From parliament, where nothing seems to be coming to them to aid their problem. So they say, what does it mean? You stay there. That's why people ask their representatives, did you send it to Kampala? Say that. What it means, what is happening? What is the role when you say Kampala? What do we benefit?
The fact that they stick in the village.
They tell you come and be with us. Give us money, contribute, do this. Because what you're talking about constitution is not delivered. They're not deliverable. So people in Africa, and especially in Uganda, have different experiences. So this report is total. In Uganda, because they don't have the legal language, the political language to explain this and where democracy started from and how parliaments are supposed to work, they are tired. So for us, when we stay with them, when we are drowning our problems in booze, we want you to be there. And drowning, you look at us. So I think this is a very interesting period for members of parliament to reflect also. And so what's the relevance of parliament?
I'd like you to tell us a little bit later whether this is the norm in other places as well. But before we get to that, let's get your analysis. Where does the disconnect come from? Parliament is to legislate. We are not the same people here and represent the people. Where does the disconnect come from? Why is there
a lay person in the village, you have to run a campaign. And there's no campaign that is exotic. Campaigns are local. There's no one in Uganda who makes a campaign. It doesn't happen. It is local. You go and you speak your vernacular, whether it's Ateso, whether it's Uganda, whether it's Unyanko, that's how basic. That is the connection people want. As you connect to them when you're looking for them, in that language, they want to say, well, calm down and talk to us in the way you spoke to us. Yes. So our problem actually, our biggest challenge in Uganda, and I think Tanzania is not for. For me, my observation with legislation in Tanzania is that they are ahead. Because the language of campaign is the language of legislation. At least people now can know what's happening. But now the language of campaigns in Uganda is vernacular. But then the language of legislation is English. So how the does this person you talk to understand that gibberish thing you're talking about it? There's a disconnect, first of all, because of the legacy of not having a national album. People don't understand that. They don't.
Let's look at it this way. You do your campaign to get elected parliament, you have to use farm as long as you have to work the executive, you have to represent them. You are as part of it, you're supposed to take back at the court. You need the mayor of the city to tell them what's happening to the parliament. How does that work?
What happens is, it's like we are supposed, we don't give our people the hatred for the leaders. This decentralization actually polarized on all political systems. The member of parliament, you have this budget that is supposed to come from the people. Because the budget process starts with goes to the PDC, Parish Development Committee, priorities there, goes to the sub-county, from the sub-county to the district, the districts to county. So, what would be the problem if that was working? People would know exactly what they asked for. You get all these from the different districts and you pass it back. The sub for this problem, you are going to work with someone to the it's annual.
Sounds on money.
Yes. But to money and promises. If it was just about money and not promises, then we would be able to say, excuse us, let that budget, they would cut it right from the second level. Before even it comes to parliament. Because at that level they already know the ceilings, what is available, what can be done.
The country.
Yes. But we keep up the pretense. And the people listen to this budget. There are promises, this way the things be done, these hospitals are going to go, these drugs, people listen. And they wait till the next budget. Now what happens is that our role there, pass the budget, it comes down to it was 2017. Oh, we will go on to it, and then we'll see this question.
The cycle.
Yes, the cycle, yes. And when it comes to legislation, like I told you, the language of legislation is foreign to our government.
Yes.
So already that is a difference. By the time we do all these rules, people already know that the constitution is already set on bylaws or the laws that govern this country. It's already there. So have the people accepted and understood what is the constitution? That's why we will deny our citizens the right to the constitution to understand that. Because it was meant to be translated.
I not understand.
Yes. So these amendments, what people don't understand them. In the first place, what is being amended, you don't know what was there and what was the yes. So already the legislative is a discussion in our country.
Okay, this is Dr. Radio, and tonight, understanding young people, members of parliament, and the demands of the citizens. What does the global parliament say about the relationship between citizens and parliament? As this is Honorable Nabilah, Kampala woman and member of parliament. They will call in and contribute to this discussion. Honorable Nabilah, what has happened in other places in this city?
What is happening is that India was talking to members of parliament from India and was saying campaign in India you need to have truckloads of software, truckloads of mattresses, truckloads of deliverables. What's the unit in India? In India.
It's a large country.
Yes. But people say, it is, and that one is a class. And because it's a class society.
Yes.
It's highly, yes, just system. So you find that it's no different, especially in the developing world. Because in the developed world, people understand their culture, men and women, citizens. Because the basic role that people ask for is done there. The council of the parish in Kampala is so vital, it's so important But if only people knew that this councilman or councilwoman was very, very critical in determining whether, because those are the people who should sit in the PDC Parish Development Committee. That's the first point of discussing the election. The Parish Development Committee. But I would ask anyone who's listening, even including you, where are you from? Have you ever heard this thing of the Parish Development Committee? Do you know about it? Who sits on it on your behalf? Who determines what's going to be done in your parish? Whether it is Tinda one, it's Bokoto, whether it is Chanja, whether it's Busega, there is a Parish Development Committee which somehow sits on your behalf to set out your priority. And I think the first disservice to anyone service from that community, because people don't. You try so hard because people are trying so hard to make things good. Sometimes these old processes are too complex for them. Yet they're simple. I would ask people, don't look at your neighbor. First look at your council and the parish development committee. Because what ails you is around your home. The road to your home, the culverts there, the drainage system. That's where the priorities are. So who's making that for you? Whenever you suffer with your drain water, whenever you see it raining and someone is sitting on behalf of that parish, about 10 people, sit, all the LC1 chairman, the LC2, the council, and the parish development chief, the parish chief. You see, are they sitting really? Do they ask people? When you think last week, so before we ask anything, where's things go on? Because my privilege is I was open and else if I can't right? So I know that our problem starts from the basics. And that's why I think there is a problem and we need to really look at the basic units of our development and see how we use it. It determines for you where this village needs a culvert, whether it needs a traffic light. Some people you find interesting reports from PDC.
Yes.
So they say for us we're going to buy traffic lights.
Like in the place we lack some of the traffic lights outside my street and what.
Yes. It's the PDC supposed to do for you. Because by the time Nabilah gets the budget for Kampala, it has gone through all that process. And my duty is that those committees from the PDC, from the division to KCCA, will say this is it for Kampala. Do your duty to see that our budget is passed. And I do my duty. But what is my duty? Does it entail the issue of the people in the past? So I think that's where it is going.
Okay, so you're telling us very clearly that the politics of such funds basically affects poor people. In Canada, you want to find it. Voters don't ask for those funds.
No.
It's for the poor. India, Uganda.
Yes.
How do we get out of that? Getting our money, that's improve our life. It's a good part.
We should right now, if the NRM government is the winner of it,
you don't think NRM is the winner?
No. So, if by any miracle it was the winner of it,
maybe people like you join maybe to become.
to do what? Let me tell you, I did quite well thinking, I was very, I'm an eternal optimist. Because I think, even if I look for somebody like this is possible, maybe they don't. And this is what people think about the president, and they do have people who are telling them to do it. Or they do. But they just don't want to do it. And what I can say is that whenever we're talking about what has failed, what has gone wrong, it's not because you're not exposed to do what's wrong. Somehow, somewhere, the priorities of the current government have been given a chance to get up. And like I was telling you earlier before the program, people now have hope. now their hopes are hypernet. Maybe something will happen. Yes, and it will break.
Let's talk about outside of this. I think we'll go for a better
With the sun rising.
Session of my life. What happened today?
I came in here and I said there was a whole pile of washing to do.
But I thought you didn't like doing the washing.
No, I love it. Everything goes to get washed.
So much doing more.
So good. You want to use it again and again.
What is that?
Now,
Let the sunlight hit.
your own
Sunlight 2-in-1. Sunlight Fresh.
when they come back, at the OCT level,
John like will go back a bit. We knew John at the beginning, working for someone else, but he was different. Vision, saw opportunities. He's not working towards his goal. In his own garage, at work, learning the hard way. He's ready to spread consistency, quality.
Are you supposed to be part of that at a district level?
He made himself and his goals to
that's why they
seeing potential in people and helping them on. But John never shows about all his success. He's just who he is. Special. So
But then you seem to be throwing the entire issue of service delivery.
but that's what the secularization.
So what do you do?
To give what the president,
Because if you look at that report, they're actually saying voters want you to get more involved in service delivery.
now, that's what I say is, what is it? Secularization.
No, what about the Coco Mama talking
If I
about?
meet with my board, then I would make my meetings with these parish chiefs and you know, all them at once. It's a statement that out of the report. Somehow, this is what I said. I said, no, if I voted someone here, the Western Union money.
So you have left the work to the councillor.
The Western Union and one of the crops.
But you are also, what do they call them? A silent member of a district council. You must go in KCCA.
to the US,
This thing is rich KCCA.
India,
This parish is
selected
the problem is that the parish, you can't see the picture. Because it's already the wrong.
online at QatarAirways.com/news.
Because I have 113 parishes.
So why are people looking more to MPs than the regional governments or the executive to deliver? Why? So can you move back the microphone where it was? Thank you.
Welcome back to the program tonight. Understanding members of parliament and the demands of the citizens. What does the global parliament report say about the relationship between citizens and parliament? Kampala woman horrible. Nabilah, you see that a part of the original cost calling. You said is that issue of party representation. How does that come?
Because one, people need to understand what is the party they are about. Before parties were abolished and branded sectarian and tribe and religion, no one took the time to explain to people, because the issue was we made my party democracy non-democracy. The issue was not the people now understand. Who is doing that job? The Human Rights Commission supposed to do that. Has it ever done it? Civic education is absent. And on our syllabus in this country, it's scrapped. It's not there. It's not a subject. No. Civic education has no other name. When we talk about civic rights, civic roles, civic responsibilities. No one is telling people. If people understood that, then they would pick all those things that parties should be about and start from there. Now, our parties are there. Our parties, right now, because of the years up to 2006, where there was, for like, from 1986 to 2006, about 20 years, absence of political parties. But our people understand that no. What people understand is individuals in those parties. It makes sense to them. Okay, I think I like that party. But because of the individual. Now, you go to a place like Kampala, where there are 8 constituencies. Nakawa, as a constituency, has an NRM to him. Now you go to Kawempe, North has Honorable Afrik-Salonga, South has Sebuli Bamsuma. Those are not people. Now you go to Rubaga. Rubaga North, right now, of course, has issues, but has NRM. Stroke independent. Still Kasbandezan independent. Well, but they were thinking from there. Now you go to South, where they have a city. You go to Washington. East has NRM. West has JEMA. And overall, the mix of JEMA, city, independent, they look a little bit. And that's Kampala. Right. So when we are talking about MPs representing their party,
it's very individual.
That's still the middle.
So individual still sits through.
Sit through. People will understand the party from the individual.
They look at the party, not the party.
We are doing the civic education on behalf of our country, and what we do, and what we say to the people, how we interact with them. So they understand our parties from the perspective of Nabilah. So Nabilah is up to say, she's been here. When we leave, an independent comes and is good. So it's elected at a different level. So now, how do you impose any single party ideology on the people? Looking at the patterns of voting.
Right. So is it because the parties are not developed? We don't have an ideology. It's really soft party.
At the end of the day, we need to have a program to really have civic education, giving our people the right to choose. It's like throughout the time, our people, Ugandans, have been denied the right to choose. Because the right to choose is, even for products, is through advert. Coca-Cola will come, Pepsi will come, another product will come, so that people eventually can choose.
Let's talk about advertising for political parties. Is it supposed to be close to election, or is it supposed to be,
it's supposed to be continuous, but like any company, even companies, corporate companies, have specific promotion.
Pricing slash.
Yes. So what happens is that towards election, there's that period, and that campaign period is intense. But through the time, it is a responsibility. That's why there's nothing to talk about. Yes. Now this time we're trying to say we want to continue the activity. We should not stop it.
So what is this stuff?
What is this stuff? Right now I'll say, well, it is our constitutional duty to represent our people. If there is lack of information, as their representatives, we look at them and the gaps there. It's my duty to fill them. It is a role that I think is very paramount for my constituents, to tell them what is happening. Now, if someone comes to me and says, Honorable Nabilah, give us a time frame. When drugs will be in the life of people, because since 2006, in the 8th Parliament, year in, year out, the budget will pass from Mulago will never be seen. Budget for Mulago?
There is. But I don't have drugs.
That is the problem. So after a while, we realize that there's even someone.
Building houses.
Yes, there's a little, whenever you see some building coming up, someone has, it's your drugs.
What actually needs by someone.
Oh yes. So I think right now, when someone asks me, Nabilah, as our own teacher, when will drugs finally be in life? To be honest, I told them, unless we change the system. And we challenge the owner in every way. Not every day we challenge the movement. It has the opportunity to deliver. Yes. And also, shame us if we're saying something wrong. It's not the truth. Yes. Let them do. Because for me, I say there will be no drugs as long as the owner is important.
Let's talk about how do you rate how do you rate this parliament's performance? The ninth parliament specifically, when you compare to the last election.
I don't think it's members of parliament telling me a lot of freedom, a lot of the goodwill to work. But what is the institution of training for them to do that? Behind the scenes, like you see, the party, lacking. Behind the bathroom, condemning, hovering over them. Excuse us, now where is the party interest there? That's why you see over the months that we've been in power, the NRM has rolled down on his members. One, Daniel Carol,
There are not too many.
But there are not too many, but with the reshuffles, promise, yes.
200 to elect.
Yes, so you find that behind the scenes, when 150 members of NRM want to censure the minister, who are genuinely censuring the minister on behalf of the government, and who are selfishly pushing the center.
Maybe 70 people fighting for one.
Yes. So I think we could maybe do away with that and have ministers come from without parliament. So that members of parliament know they are there just to keep the parliamentary work.
Since you are appointed a minister and you are in parliament, you either forsake or not.
Yes, I think that could check.
Talk us about this government. Does it tolerate the opportunity in parliament? In your own view, do you get paid to do the things that you want to do? Let's leave both work aside.
I think first of all, President Museveni is very clever when it comes to parliament. That's why he doesn't really trust the majority. He works hard, either legally or illegally, by having the electoral process maneuvered or whatever, so that even when we swear, he knows he has the money. That's the first goal parliamentary. Because behind the scenes, who sees to it that members of parliament come into certain time? If it's the president, individually the members of parliament know who batters their friend, when they are coming. So that's a joke. So, okay, there was that euphoria. When people are saying, yeah, we voted for you. And individual members of parliament temporarily forgot about their party.
They forgot about their party. They put them aside.
Yes. But there was somebody always there to remind them. Excuse me? Do you remember where you came from? Do you remember that the other guy from FDC was almost taking the seat? Do you know where the help came from? So some people are individually counter that by reminding them of how they made it. And when you see some members work, but someone is always there to blackmail. Yeah.
Let's talk about the meeting that happened with the members of this ID. What exactly happened? How can the opposition happen? The meeting is
well, these are guests of parliament, out of the state, and fellow parliamentarians, and I feel if I would just did find out because I was an IT delegate for Uganda from 2006 to 2011. And the focal point it is a focal point for worldwide parliamentary dialogue and works for peace and cooperation among peoples and for the firm establishment of representative. That's what I think. And to do this, it fosters experience exchange from parliament and how we do it. Actually, that was part of the idea. For us, I'm a member of parliament, I was attending after. These are the delegates of the International Democratic Union, are also members of parliament. So, we were doing what IP is supposed to do. It's very experience. And it was possible because Dr. Besige, the party president of Forum for Democratic Change, is the vice chairperson of the International Democratic Union. Those are parties of the Ssempala, the Conservatives in the UK and other 13 countries in Africa, of which is the chair of the African Party.
It's a kind of corporation.
It's a corporation. So, this side meeting, like OIC also is it holds side meetings when it comes to
Islamic
conference. So now, in this capacity, as vice chair,
it
was supposed to be a farewell.
But they didn't have enough to.
No, very late in the evening, they said we are giving you back your money. They feel like, as if they would have discussed, you reduce on the delegates, how many people. No. You don't have room.
So where did we go?
Eventually, we had to find it slowly, we had to redo everything around 6 o'clock to get a hall at Granite.
Or you might be the Granite.
At the Granite.
So when Dr. Besige tell you?
He gave them a brief about the democracy deficit in Africa.
What's that?
There's a deficit in democracy, whatever is happening, or our kind of democracy, and what the books talk about democracy, and what is really pertaining on the ground. And he gave them a brief, which we all shared, and they were taken aback.
What did you say?
We told them, well, we have growth, which is good, between 5 to 6% annually. And they were saying, with that kind of growth, and we know about it, how come, after that was a delegate from Iceland, he said, how come we still talk about poverty and no job? Any country that grows at that rate should be talking about jobs because they should be available.
About threshold is weak. It's still a poor country.
No, even in that, growth can be measured with the physical infrastructure that could be private. You could look at buildings, machines, shopping malls. Who owns them? Maybe, where did that money, is that real money that came from producing something in Uganda? Somebody went to the village, cultivated a lot of maize, accumulated that money, and then bought a plot and built that up. What is real growth?
And the kind of mold we see or celebrated growth, where does that matter?
Someone just a deal, someone said there's a project in Molago. Oh, we should talk about Molago. Because there are projects in Molago. And that's why you see, those are leeches. Whenever you see the one project, they are sucking the blood out of Molago.
Alright, listen, this is Dr. Already one time calling our number 041 or 34811 031 26039 031 2261390. When you call in, please tell us your name and where you're calling from. Yes, sir, your name. Hello? Hello, your name?
Yes, good morning. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Your name?
Is that Radio 1?
This is Spectrum on Radio 1. Your name?
Yeah, my name is Sam from Moria. Now, I would like to point out something. The problem we have with our Ugandan leaders is that we have leaders who lament just like the ordinary population. I'm very shocked with the lamentations of Nabilah. She is simply lamenting there is no solution she's providing. I thought she's better positioned you know, to push for so many things. She has mentioned something to do with the constitution or translation to local languages. I have never heard Nabilah Nagai say something like that in Parliament. I mean, you are implementing just like me, who is not in Parliament now.
We've also said hello. You like one spectrum, your name?
Yes, sir, and how are you?
Very well, thank you. Your name?
Yeah, Mr. Honorable Nabilah. Yeah, I have one question for the Honorable MP.
Yes.
With the current trend in Uganda, my name is
Ahmed?
What does Parliament have to say about the monopoly of tenders in Uganda, the latest being the transport industry, where thousands of families are really going to be affected and afflicted if the current trend goes on, where the buses really take up transport, where all the money and collections will go to one family as opposed to the previous, where they were going to various families.
To you.
My name is I'd like to ask, especially I would like the form of the efficiency in Uganda level. And he assure us that he also really bringing the real democracy, which is on the streets causing a lot of havoc. My name's good evening to Honorable Nabilah, and I thank you very much for fighting for our freedom and yours. I have two questions. Honorable Nabilah, my first question is, do you think we still have Uganda police or NRM police? Because the way police behave, it seems that it's an NRM order to fight opposition. Secondly, do you think Ugandans will gain in this IPU conference, which is sitting in Munyonyo? Whereas we've started here, they don't accept MP people to talk to us. Will we gain in it? My name is Makoro Katma. I'm David.
David, go on.
I'd like to thank Honorable for the kind she has shown. She should remain steadfast, because that's what the people of Mandela went through, but the apartheid regime finally failed. So she should be steadfast, they should? Finally at the end.
Okay, passing now. Alright, David. Spectrum, okay, let's get back to the you heard about Nabilah.
Yes. Yeah, I'd like to thank Sam Amuriat, say that Uganda needs lament. What we do is not lament, because when we talk about what's wrong, we are on the same page, the rest of it. Because if we talk about on the same page, then there's a disconnect. And about the I don't know if you really followed my presentation to Parliament. That's one of the things I have to say. That before our people understand what we say in Parliament, they will look at us and then just change channels and go to Nigerian models. Because there they can watch, they don't understand, but they understand the action because it's drama. Parliament is not drama. So people should be able to understand. I already talked about it. I hope you know that. And that's why I even come on radio and talk about it. Because this is dear to my heart. Ahmed, you talked about the monopoly of the transport. Yes. Right now, we cannot say, you know, when people are in pain, there's some anomaly in the way the buses were over the street. But because our people are so desperate, it would be absurd for us leaders to go to the nitty-gritty and the dynamics of how, you know, monopoly and what, we say, okay, let our people get ready, but we need to regulate and see that other Ugandans benefit from this business, because it's a business.
So, but you said that could come together and break it.
It is okay. When they do that, we'll be there.
They're not even spoken about it.
Yes. Yes. When they do that, we'll be there and advocate for an equal point.
But they don't want to do that. They can just from a company.
Yeah, but they need to be guided. And it's our duty to guide them. and talk about this thing that is not a preserve of a particular.
Kampala has between 500 buses.
Yeah.
Figures of things say we need 1,500 buses.
Yes. So I could actually advertise and see companies can get buses. Yes. And now I'm going to training. We say the defeated democracy, and am I sure that I'm ready for it? Unfortunately, I don't know what havoc is when I go to see the people on ministry when I go.
Sometimes it doesn't matter to me.
It doesn't matter because that's where I get the vote. There was no, I didn't go to Colorado and call people and they came and saw me there and voted for me. Unfortunately, for the people of Kampala, you find them where they are. Even when we're looking for votes, we go to them. They don't come to us. And unless they have designated areas where they say for this parish, they must have 114 parishes. They could say, yes. So if they say every 2 parishes, Nabilah, that is the designated area for you. How can it happen? But you're not there. So I meet the people as I campaign among them.
So pictures sitting in the market eating food.
Because they can do that even in my campaign. So it's not bad for me to continue doing what people of Kampala do. And my colleague telling me that this is Ghana police. Unfortunately, behind the scenes, our police are suffering because they're being paid. It's not because they are willing to do it. They are being used because they have nothing to, either they have to be thankful to sleep in this tax system, to still get this meager salary. It's still something. It's still a job. They are through. They're advertising for police that they are recruiting. So I feel for them. Because if they left, they have no option available. So Uganda will get only if the veil is removed from the orientation for our business and ability. So today when we made the argument, it said we're removing the veil. I told them so here's a member of parliament. There is another law that other parliamentarians don't know that we need to follow. No member of parliament in the world knows that a member of parliament should get permission. Yes, I told them that in Uganda, the parliamentary democracy that we have necessitates a representative to get police, talk to them, and they were in shock. Yes. I want to sit. I could decide and say, you know what, I'm protesting the poor state of drainage systems in Kampala, but every day I'll stand at Colorado. Every day. With a placard. With a placard, and they say I'll do that. It's my right. Yes. But I need a signed letter for me to be allowed even to do that.
Talk to us about some of the parishes in Kampala. Very, very good. The infrastructure is allocated.
The priority of Kampala is to have the KCCA Act implemented in an acceptable form. The conflict between the Lord Mayor and the Executive Director, which now I think has left.
Looks like they're going to resolve it.
How?
The Executive Director said you are my boss.
Let me tell you, when someone is cynical, it is so painful. So, oh, by the way, you're the boss, and someone is just looking at you, you know, with that evil smile, and say, no, what I mean, is both. And it's very painful for someone who went through an election. So I think we need to settle that dispute. We're also going to be looking at how Kampala is going to be improved.
Well, thank you very much, Yes, I will now. Ssempala, Kampala woman member of Parliament. Thank you for joining us in the house of Monday. But we'll be back tomorrow. Up next is
With the sunrising.
Good morning, sunshine of my life.